We were all cherry-cheeked anime fans at some point. Sadly, that time usually ends with a bang. It's time for bad anime shows to get what they finally deserve. No matter how many episodes or how bad it is, I'll prevail and beat them all. It's time for Undroppable. So I'd meant to get around to this a lot sooner, but stuff came up in between, as well as the mess that was Brunhilde. But now I get to sink my teeth back into good old what the fuck OAVs. And if the title wasn't a giveaway, I'm talking about the Hinako OAVs. A very obscure sort of anime that first came out in 2009 with Training with Hinako, with Sleeping with Hinako and Bathtime with Hinako coming out later in 2010. So these three OVAs star the character Hinako and her teaching you mainly stretches and working out, while also helping you sleep at times. Which to me seems weird, as if you want to sleep, watching an OAV for 40 odd minutes seems counterproductive, but hey, that's me. In fact, I even tried it out and it works till the last 5 minutes where she starts shouting, which woke me up and thus ruining the 35 minutes of it helping me get to sleep. But the main focus of the OAVs is the muscle training aspect, with the huge drawing point of Training with Hina Pro is that it was the first ever muscle training animation, with this continued in the third one where she teaches you stretches that can be done both inside and outside the bath, as there is no better way to get clean than to get sweaty stretching. But hey, it gets people to take care of themselves, so I can't fault it on that. In fact, the main aim of these, as in to help either through body stretches and sleeping issues, is something very admirable, as hey, us anime fans have to sit for long periods of time in order to watch our favourite shows, and so simple exercises and stretches can greatly help blood circulation, as well as overall fitness, as that huge rack you've got needs a strong back to support it. Hang on, you haven't got one? Oh. My mistake, I glanced over at Hinako and thought it was you. But unlike those other training vids out there, tit-tastic Hinako talks directly to you, like as if you were actually there in the room. She even waits for replies and asks you questions. It's really creepy, to be honest, like any minute she'll crawl out of the screen Ring style, but I'm far more scared of what Hinako would do than Sadako. But for you fans of the more petite lady, fear not, as Bathtime with Hinako adds in Hiyoko, who despite appearances is Hinako's senior. So if you want, you can picture yourself as Hiyoko while she gropes Hinako, giving you the best of both worlds. So while this OAV does have good intentions, the way it delivers it is down to the basest of levels. Simple titillation, booby bouncing, and enough crotch shots to make Agent Aika blush. This is where I should be angry at the studio, for making this just fan service drenched purely to sell. But it worked, and not just by a little, but by a lot. As in the DVD rankings for Japan, the Training OAV reached 12th place and stayed there for 9 weeks. So the studio shat this out and people ate it up. So a good idea that actually could help the real life community, both male and female, gets a cute busty girl slapped on it and sells far better than if it had a normal girl or boy just teaching you the exercises. It just makes me chuckle to no end that something like this exists, as I'm used to passing by DVD racks in HMV or CEX and there being a load of these exercise vids with loads of different celebrities, but somehow seeing it animated but still sort of have a story and characters still makes me chuckle, as it's pointless, it's not needed, and it's still there. I've no doubt the training probably does work, along with the helping with the sleep, but probably 8 out of 10 people bought it for Hinako and to see if she can imitate an Olympic gymnast. And it's very hard to take the series serious when it goes all 80s porno, complete with pink filter, music, and a massage saucy enough you may need to add more spaghetti. In fact, that will make me like this show, so scratch that idea. This is a prime example of a good idea gone horribly wrong. Probably around the part where some guy went, "Hey, I love this training series you got, but how about we add a chick that is physically impossible and get them to teach our viewer about the importance of exercise?" It's akin to Super Sonico teaching me how to run, while her top tries desperately to hold back her chest. I'm not just hating on this for the fan service. In fact, I really like the way they are animated, but it's so lazy in its presentation, with 5 out of every 10 minutes in the sleeping one being just still frames with breathing over the top. If I watched it with no sound, I'd think she was dead, and she's stiff enough to make a champion planker shit himself with fear for his title. These are the most pointless OAVs I've ever seen, which makes it all the more depressing, as there is really a point to their existence, unlike the extra Kiss X Sis OVA you're going to watch later. If you can hunt it down, do so, as this is simultaneously informative and brain-killing fuel in one. And hey, I might try the exercises out sometime. This Hinako handily does the timing and rep counts for you, which is one good bit at least. I can't remember how I found out about Hinako, and I probably never will, and so in accordance with that, I pass the knowledge of Hinako onto you, dear viewer. This has been Hinako, and I'll see you in the next Undroppable.